She's a beautiful amphibian.
Hello, everybody. I forgot I made that. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Geeky Puppet Show today for Werewolf by Night, number 15. But before we get into this issue, let's go ahead and meet our cast and crew. To my side, he's small, he's green, and he's taking that lead. He is Froggy.
You know, I don't miss these intros when Mr. Puppeteen's here, because usually we just get right to the reading. But anyway, but thank you. Yes, I'm here. Wait, but where am I?
Who knows? Only the shadow knows. If you look down there, it is, of course, playing Some Woman in the World for us. It's Eric Breen.
Thinking Dr. Silverage had the right idea.
I want to know. First of all, Ronnie said she couldn't show up, and now Rod's not here either.
Coincidence?
There's only one fossil left. Yeah, but the other ones went to the museum.
We better get into it before we're all fossils.
All right, fine. We'll do everything your way. Fine.
We don't have to do it all my way. We just can't.
His way.
Now
we will do it.
Reading's near.
They'll do it the public's way.
Face those red
curtains. Those curtains too.
We're going to do it the public's way.
Marvel Comics Group, Werewolf by Night, When Dracula Strikes. This is it. The fight to the finish. Begun in Dracula 18.
And if you're like Palpatine weren't there, go back and watch this after we're done so you get the full story. All right.
Stan Lee presents Werewolf by Night. That's
Transylvania. Transylvania, land of my birth, and perhaps my death as well. For as I struggled with this
We're all
demon,
dying here.
I will read slower. She was slow aching death. For as I struggled with this demon called Eric Breen, I felt his power overwhelm mine.
As well you should.
His negativity and his fangs press ever closer to my neck.
I have no taste.
You're a pain in the neck.
This is it. The final battle as Dracula meets Werewolf by Night. Death of a monster. You battled your way through Castle Dracula, creature, only to perish at the hands of its governor. We are not allowed to say master anymore.
Hands of its Zach. We can't say Zach, though.
And if you're already confused, Fright fans, just pick up a copy of Tomb of Dracula 18, now on sale. And all your questions shall be answered. Well, almost all. What do you expect for only 20 cents? Roy T. and Marv W.
Hey, Mr. Breen, who is the editor?
That would be Roy Thomas.
Who's the anchor?
Mr. Breen. Oh.
One at a time, please.
We want to know who's the anchor.
That would be Frank Chiaramonte.
But who's the writer?
Marv Wolfman.
Who's that color? Oh, we can't say that word because of Zach. Who's the letterer?
John Constanza.
Do you know who drew this crap?
That would be Mike Ploog.
Ah. Gesundheit.
and Mr. Breen, who is stealing my bit?
That would be the werefrog.
Oh, thank you.
And Mr. Breen. Can we get on with the reading?
I don't know. Can we?
Tune in as a stranger comes into your back door and demands you work at Publix tonight.
We're
Please
serving
change
is
the panel. Oh, good God.
The Jack Russell within me, barking, felt fear and submission as the fangs sank deep into the flesh of my neck. No consent, I tell you. But the werewolf could not understand the horror that pressed upon me. Instead of running to safety, he battled on, twisting the night away in animal anger until the Lord of Vampires, no, not the Lord from the music artist, the actual Lord, Lord of Vampires,
We can be royals.
could no longer hold me down. I got back up again. He's never going to keep me down. And in my heart, well, it froze in a stricken terror as Dracula was flung across the marble balcony by the mindless beast I was. For even though I was submerged in some scary place that Zach doesn't like, in the numbing chambers of the werewolf's mind, I knew how horrible the vengeance of Dracula could be. The vampire lifted himself from the cold stone floor, his eyes blazing red with anger as he stalked slowly towards me, wanting to sell me car insurance.
15%. You made your one mistake in the... Excuse me, I had a werefrog stuck in my throat.
Help me, I'm
I
stuck.
think you had some gum stuck in your throat.
You made your one mistake in attacking me, beast. And it shall not be a mistake you'll soon forget. What? I feel power clawing at me, forcing me away from you. Oh my God, it's the Me Too movement. Wait a minute. No, it mustn't be. Not when I'm so close to destroying you, beast. And I have 4 X-Men to go. Not now. Not now.
Later?
Helpless, almost paralyzed by the power that coursed through him, Dracula was able to resist as I lifted him higher and higher into the air. And then I yeeted him. I yeeted him so hard to the winter cold earth below.
Blah, 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 blah.
Sound like a plane crash in there. But as he fell headlong, groundwards, his body shimmered with an unearthly glow. He was radioactive. His arms melted into leathery wings. And the man was gone, leaving a raven winged bat in its frightful place. For this was no ordinary human the werewolf battled. This was Dracula, Lord of the Undead, King of the Vampires. The umpires were busy, so he had to settle with vampires. And a man who could not easily be killed again. The werewolf squinted as the bat flew far from him.
I guess this is actually narration.
It's just going to keep going.
The werewolf squinted as the bat flew far from him on an erratic, wobbling course. A flight filled with a hungry bloodlust to replace the energy and life that was so suddenly drained from his veins. And deep within the Transylvania countryside, he found a very obnoxious puppet in the left-hand corner. the nourishment he so desperately required.
And this is why Moran is not here tonight.
Come to me, woman. Dracula has need of you this night.
Morani Valkonen screamed.
Oh, let me do it.
Before there was Greg Land, there was Mike Ploog.
Puppetine screamed, and the screams faded long before they could be heard, at least by anyone human.
And those screams faded long before I could hear them as well.
Come with me, Jack. We must leave before Dracula returns. I don't know if I can use my powers to hold him back again.
You know, you would sound much better with a 2-pack-a-day Chesterfield habit.
There was a strength in his and the werewolf yeeted himself. There was strength in his mind that I've never encountered before. A force of will, a power that seemed to be constantly exploding within him.
He was
that's one way
happy.
to put it.
Wow, the power within Dracula is called misogyny. Or it could be homo superiority. He does suck.
I do.
It's as if he was fighting himself, as if there was some inner turmoil and conflict, a war that is raging within him that can never be stilled. It was horrible and fascinating, both at the same time. It was too powerful for me to try quieting it again. He drained me, Zach.
Wow, you whore.
He drained me, Zach. Physically and mentally drained me. And made me really start loving the color white.
All right, this is also you. This is Frank.
There it is, honey. Castle Dracula. Just half a mile west of McDonald's and right down on the route of the Transylvanian Guide to the movie stars' homes.
I'm so glad you're not doing a Jeff Goldblum impression.
This is no laughing matter, Frank. We've been delayed 24 hours. I'm down to my last 6 Chesterfields, and there's no telling what havoc Dracula's already caused.
Believe me, I know it, Rachel. After all, the castle used to be mine, asterisk.
Well, you wouldn't let me read the first one, Dracula 18, Tomb of Dracula 1, Nostalgic Roy.
Well, you should have said asterisk. And I know how fearsome Dracula can be. Ha-cha-cha! Besides, I am a descendant of our friendly count, remember?
Do you go blah, blah, blah?
1,
And
2, 3.
And I'd hate to see me become as morbid as he is. By the way, it looks quiet down there. I've got a hunch Dracula's out, which means we may be able to lay our trap while he's gone. Blah, blah, blah.
Warning, I'm Jason, but
I do not go blah, blah, blah.
But I do, Grandpappy.
He's got a death grip on a helicopter. He can't fly at all.
No time, Frank. Look. Dracula.
Oh, I thought it was me.
Yeah, who cares?
Vicola. Sorry.
Oh my God! He's reforming as mist, seeping into the copter, the chopper, the steak. Give me the steak. Medium rare, Rachel.
Can't. We were flying over McDonald's, remember? They don't have steak.
Son of a bitch.
But this is Europe. They have better food.
Fight him off. You've got to try. Get off my Chesterfields.
It's wrapping itself around me. Claws digging into my head. No!
Let me love you.
Frank!
Gone! But it is too late. Control stuck. Can't pull her up. Brace yourself.
Try using the controls. Slowly. You may be able to quit tugging it until I tell you. You may be able to tug it loose.
Honey, are we talking about the same thing?
Well, if you say there goes nothing, then yes, we are.
Well, then here goes nothing, honey. Ha,
I'm well aware.
Tell me if it works.
It hasn't
That'll
worked
be-
since we started seeing each other.
That's because I have something to tell you.
Actually,
Oh my God, your last name is Drake. How did I not know?
Actually, there's a reason she hasn't been going with you, because she wants Namor. Oh, blondes love me.
Oh, so do I. No, because I'll be too blasted scared to open my eyes to find out that I'm dead. Blah, blah, blah. Made it! One more inch, and that'd be all she wrote. You know, Rachel, sometimes I think I'd like a less dangerous job than hunting vampires. Yeah, maybe something like a dynamite juggler.
Hours later, I woke. Not on a cold, hard ground, nor even in some littered back alley, but in a plush, soft bed.
I thought you were never going to... No, never mind. I thought you were going to sleep forever, Jack. It's almost 11.
And I see somehow you got me back to my father's house. Russoff Manor, asterisk.
Dracula, 18. Russoff, Mosca. Repetitious, Roy.
The Great Redeemer. Well, I can't say I've ever had a more beautiful nursemaid than Puppeteen. Give me a kiss.
Or an angrier one, Jackie Poo. If you don't eat your breakfast,
Lay it on me.
you still have the problem of the book to solve. The phone book.
Ah, yes, my father's diary.
Dear diary.
Wait, this isn't a vampire's diary. This is a werewolf's diary. Oh, saved.
How?
Quit hauling at me, Topaz. It's sealed with unbreakable chastity steel. In all the confusion with Dracula, I almost forgotten about that.
I've told you about the belt many times. But so far we've learned only about the tab, Jack.
Yeah, tab is gross. Why can't we have new Coke? And then if you pull it, whoa! Somehow it electronically opens up the tower door to Gregory Russoff's library.
A lot of pulling and tugging in this issue.
But that still doesn't tell us how to open the book or let us read it. It's almost like they're gatekeeping us. The books.
They're burning them, Jack.
If only someone would stop clicking in the background, we'd have a perfect reading.
Good luck with that.
What a whiny little bitch the werefrog is.
I'm the main star. This is my book. I demand attention. Think of me as Werefrog Lee.
You don't want to know what we think of you. Oh, you said where we. Please continue.
But what about you, Topaz? Do you think your powers of annoying me can break the unbreakable luck?
Oh, honey, I haven't even begun. Taboo taught me to funnel my powers to do almost anything I needed. Then, perhaps...
Taboo.
Asterisk.
Yes, we were able to ascertain that Taboo and Topaz were first introduced in Werewolf. Tic-tac-toe board 13. Retrospective Roy. Again. Exclamation point.
Wiggly line, ...
Are you Rod Sterling? Is that what you're going for?
Actually, I'm doing Dan Aykroyd as Rod Sterling in Saturday Night Live Season 2.
If only.
And no bad Rod Sterling impression is going to get me out of this skit.
I...
Hold on a second. I got something. Land shark.
Funny any for skit, ma'am.
I hope I can work this, Jack. But ever since your battle with Taboo, I've been weaker. As if some of my power has been drained off.
Not by my foppish nephew. Werewolf 14 RT retweet.
Have to concentrate. Focus through the chambers of the lock. Unbalance the delicate mechanisms. There. It is done.
Look at all the porn in
I
there.
am done.
This
So
is
much
exactly what I've been
porn, Jack.
searching for. It's exactly what I've been searching for, Topaz. Doggy porn.
Oh no.
Here. Read this. How my great grandfather became a werewolf.
Ow.
It began in 1975, almost 180 years ago.
1975 was almost 180 years ago, huh?
Yeah.
My, how time flies.
And still, the curse affects my family. Make you hard to think.
Obviously, Captain.
Through me. And perhaps even Lisa. Or Lisa. You've heard it both ways.
Or
She's my
Lizzo.
No one's going through the only way is through Lizzo. You can't go around. No one has enough gas.
I don't have enough gas in the car for that.
Anyway, it began not in this small manner, but in our family's castle, which my stepfather sold over a year ago. Asterisk bastard.
Marvel Spotlight. Tic-tac-toe board 4. ... RT period.
That's actually a dash.
Don't correct me, you.
It's too late.
I read the diary, almost disbelieving the words that were handwritten before me. What?
Nothing.
I say what I want to say. If you don't like it,
That's become quite apparent over these last 2 years.
For these words were... Okay, I almost said penny, but it's pen. Damn italics. By the first member of my family to be stricken by the curse.
How I survived this past week, I shall never know.
It began.
But I now feel the coming of each night, each full moon, for the horrors that it brings me. I should try my Boris Karloff. Yes, yes! It began 1 week before. And when it shall end, I fear I will never know. But I pray to whichever God who listens, please let this curse end swiftly.
Please let this reading end swiftly.
Why isn't this reader reading this?
He did the mash. He did the monster.
These past 7 days will weigh upon my consciousness. Have weighed. 7 days I shall never forget. Just like
hard,
this reading.
See, it's who runs the family.
Baron Russoff, I am sorry, but your wife, the ravishing Russian, she has been slain by the vampire.
Sting.
Louisa, killed after dancing with Dracula?
She was a whore.
She was a monster. He threatened if I did not kneel to his power that I would suffer, and I swore to slay him if he tried. For Louisa, I shall make my promise come true. Gustav.
Russoff.
Gustav, I've heard it both ways. Lay my wife to rest.
She's already
Don't
dead.
touch her like that. I shall return later to mourn for her. But now I have work that must be done, and swiftly before darkness again covers Transylvania and terrifies Zachary. And the demon I go to kill has fled. Castle Dracula was unguarded, for there were none in the village below who would have dared venture towards it, save I.
What's with all these castles and vampires? Oh my!
And so, making my entrance to the fiend's underground chambers was done with ease. You sleep in comfort, do you, Dracula? Then sleep tightly, dark beast of the night.
Holy crap! I figured out how to get my comic books. Pick I'm hiring you.
What?
I'm hiring Puppetine to go into Breen's house.
For you shall never awaken again. The devil screamed as the wooden stake struck the pool. His heart, but his scream lasted only one short breathed moment. And in an instant, there were only ashes where flesh had once been.
Mother told me to quit smoking. I did not listen. I should have.
Mother told me not to come.
Wait. You
said
killed...
that ain't no way to have fun.
Wait, you killed Breen and then Ash showed up? Son of a bitch.
3.
Hey, everybody.
1. What's going on, everybody? Ash on Comics.
I encased him in a coffin lined with balls of garlic, then threw him over the balcony edge to the cold Danube.
Danhausen?
At least I was close.
No, the cold Danhausen waters below.
Waters
nice.
below.
I see he's coming back. That was terrible news.
That's great news. They're very evil, too.
No. Terrible.
Let's continue. And though revenge had been mine, I was not satisfied still. My wife was dead after all.
I'm fond of your corpse, master.
Well, now that are you're smashing everything after you kill the man. Jeez.
Enraged with the anger that had welled within me, I smashed my way through his valuables, destroying whatever heritage he could have claimed as his.
All those sports cards.
He should have I should have bundled with Geico. Was that progressive? I don't know.
This is very progressive, I guess.
But as I lay waste to antiques, more than 4 centuries old, I heard a muffled sound, a cry, and heaven help. And heaven help my foolish curiosity. I turned to its source. There was a door, sealed with a wooden beam, and, idiot that I was, I opened it to find...
Becky Lynch.
A girl? Who are you, lass? And why are you imprisoned in this living hell?
Lydia, oh Lydia.
Say, have I met Lydia? Lydia the tattooed lady?
Mr. Breen.
You are muted, Mr. Breen.
I'm doing her. I know it's playing her. I have a mouthful of popcorn.
Right, then I'll take
I
that.
told you. No,
I
please.
wasn't listening.
That's a fate worse than death.
I am called Lydia, sir.
Oh, that is a tattooed lady.
Full name Chlamydia.
And it was Dracula who placed me here after he murdered my father and mother.
Damn devil. He deserved a death more horrible than he received. How long have you been here, girl?
Long enough for the smoker voice to wear off, sir.
You've been here an eternity!
And kept alive only as long as my blood pleased him. Each night he would come to me, and each night his horrible fangs would drain the blood from my neck.
Oh, okay, I do not need all those details. Live in fear no longer, Lydia.
It's
Oh,
called
Lydia.
an exposition dump.
I gotta say though, she quit cigarettes.
It's not your turn. It's not your turn to monologue, dear.
And then, as he prepared to talk to her,
Live in fear no longer, Lydia. Oh, Lydia. The fiend is dead. And for your parents and my Louisa, may he lay in death forever, never to be awoken for a Marvel comic book. We walked in shadows beneath the moon-speckled trees, and I talked, believing the young girl to be listening. But my conversation was the last thing she cared for. Oh dear.
she went to Chesterfield.
I just became a widower. Oh shit. For as the full silver moon loomed above us, I heard a fierce, slavering growl. A wail from a being neither human nor animal.
Eat chose.
And then I turned towards it. I saw the face of my death.
A feminist.
I tried to scream like, ah, right then, but there was no ah left within me. Her claws glistened in the moonlight, Her teeth, sharp as wooden nails, sparkled through the darkness. But it was her eyes, those fiery, glowing eyes, that caught my own. Jeepers, creepers, where'd she get those peepers? Transfixed me helplessly on my spot.
And then he realized that he is the steak.
I am medium rare. And paralyzed me as my murderer sank her fangs into my neck. Her saliva mixed with my sweat and blood.
Actually, that's
And
reading.
I don't care.
Fuck you.
He's rolling.
And from that moment on, I was cursed.
The rest of us have been cursed for nearly 36 minutes.
Her saliva mixed with my sweat and friend's blood. And from that on moment, I was cursed. For the next 2 nights beneath the rising full moon,
That's what I wrote.
I uncontrollably shook off my mantle of humanism and became a mindless, rampaging werewolf. There's more, Topaz. Enough to read some other time.
Of course there is.
But not now. Not now. Now we have sex.
God.
But why did Dracula keep a werewolf locked away? What could he fear from it?
The diary said that Dracula liked doggy style. And he's only going to get it. But he could not control the beast, as he's able to control the others. So he likes a victim that fights back. That there was something about her that made her impervious to his commands.
Good job.
Which probably explains why Dracula's command didn't affect me. And why he had to finally use force to stop me. Period. Asterisk.
Dracula, 18. Ert.
Ert's a good guy. I like him. Well, perhaps for his sake, perhaps I better read on. There may be something written here that could help us fight that freaking vampire.
You still want to battle him, Jack?
Well, I'm not called Battling Jack for no reason.
That's the
You're
other
not
one.
called battling Jack at all. You better believe it, Rachel. And nothing's gonna stop me. I don't know what happened back in that chopper. Maybe I realized for the first time how powerful Dracula really is. And I want him dead. And I want to be the guy who kills him. Hacha blah.
I thought you better than that.
Die, bitch.
Eat hot, blah, blah.
You know something, Rachel? I fought him before. I watched him turn Edith Astrick.
Dracula, 12 Fright fans. And by the way, look at this bluish mist heading towards our 2 vampire hunters. Roy.
Into a vampire. Dash, dash. And I saw the grief on Quincy's face as he had to slay his own daughter. Dash.
How are you doing this without a mouth?
But up until now, I was left almost untouched.
That is what I said.
And maybe
that's why his attack now hit me as hard as it did.
Frank, He's here, in this room. Did you bring my Chesterfields? As a mist.
I thought you were supposed
Yeah,
to put
yeah,
Chesterfields.
but he's my myth.
Don't get misty on me.
What's wrong? What's he doing to you?
Choking me. Can't breathe.
Something.
Can't.
Rachel, I warned you to quit smoking.
Wait, he's doing something to her that you've never been able to.
It's 2023. We don't call choking women anymore.
What? He wasn't using his hands, the choker.
He wasn't using anything. He's a mist.
You are
Try
missed.
fighting
It's
me,
fun.
Dracula. Let's see what you can do against a man instead of always battling women. Come on, ancestor. Let's see you be so brave with me.
Okay. Cha-cha.
Ha cha cha.
You are a fool, my descendant. A fool who deserves death.
Thank you.
And I would prefer you eat it hot. But for now, you have a reprieve. For I sense I must be elsewhere, where two other fools have found the book I searched so long for. The diary of Baron Russoff, now known as Miro. A book far more fearful and terrifying than the ancient Darkhold scrolls.
Don't tell Dalton that.
How will I know they are actually scrolls? They could look like anybody. For in its bound pages lie the secret of the second book of sins. We call that around here the second reading. A book that can threaten the very life of the Lord of the Dance. Vampires.
Same thing.
Yes, I kind of fancy myself as Michael Flatley-like myself. A book that could mean the death of Dracula.
Sounds like the title of a movie.
I will hire an agent immediately.
Sounds like arena is never ending.
Whose fault is that?
You guys.
Well, I think there's enough blame for all three of us. I can also sense that my enemies shall come this way. All four shall converge on this spot. So it shall be here that I make my stand. And here, where I will sell lemonade for 5 cents. Oh, that's wrong stand. And here where I show that all who oppose my will must yield. Oh, no, that's Captain America. Must perish before my might.
You shield?
Yes, we already did that bit. But first, to be sure, Van Helsing and Drake cannot escape.
Drake the Entertainer?
That said Drake the Entertainer.
No.
These controls give flight to this vehicle, and if they are destroyed, then there shall be no escape at all. Ah, 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 ah.
Topaz and I read from the diary of my grandfather.
You just
We read what we were able to.
How?
Since there were sections scribbled in Latin, which neither of us could decipher because it was pixels or handwriting. Some of what we were accounts of the family, of normal daily matters, such as racing up and down the streets, 10-second cars, and grilling out. But even these innocent passages were laced with horrible curse that has been passed down through the years to me.
Timmy? Is he in the well again?
The
It's
curse.
the werewolf.
The curse. I had been a fool myself, for in the hours that had passed, while I read from the diary, daylight had faded from the heavens, only replaced by the sinister.
Daylight just started.
Don't worry, we still got 30 minutes to go to the next reading. Only to be replaced by the sinister light of the full moon.
By the sinister light of
It's
the
almost-
very full moon.
It's almost time now, Topaz. Time for you to take off your clothes. Time for the curse to take effect. Let us howl into the moon together, naked. But this time, the curse, I want this curse to work for me. As Jack Russell, I'm helpless against Dracula. He's stronger, faster, better, and more cunning than I could ever hope to be at his age.
Was that an age joke?
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
What can I do, Jack?
Well, let me finish.
No.
But the werewolf, he might.
That's
stand
when
a chance.
Topaz would say, "I thought you did."
If you could help, Topaz. If only you could help, but you're a bitch.
What can I do, Jack?
Make me pancakes. The werewolf is mindless when he fights. It's through instinct and not knowledge. But you can supply air supply. Ooh, nice. You can supply me or him with that knowledge. You can guide him through his fight. With your powers, you could force my intelligence to the surface to have my brain rule his body.
There will be a strain and a stain, Jack. Your mind is, as the werewolf, is too powerful, and I have no idea how long I'll be able to give you control.
Damn it, woman. Do what I say.
Don't make me get out the belt.
It won't take long, Topaz. Just shut the hell up, Breen.
Boy, you were holding the belt.
Because I couldn't survive too long against a foe such as Dracula.
That's right.
I left Russoff's manor, the Great Redeemer, with Topaz following behind like a good little Russell. But with each step I took, I began to change, become not what I was. No, I ain't what I used to be. I am now the werewolf. On the third night, but for the first time since my 18th birthday, I knew what love was, and I want you to show you. I know what I knew what it was like to live inside a body of another, but for now, it was the mind of Jack Russell, who was in total control of the otherwise mindless beast. That's right, Daddy's home. And for only a moment, I reveled in lust. Hey, Dracula.
I do not go blah, 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 or want this at all.
Palpatine. For the inhuman energy I feel like coursing through.
The Inhumans suck!
They suck worse than I do.
They suck worse than this reading!
Not that much, but close.
I think, did I read that? Oh, I did read that. Yeah. For now, it's the mind of Jack Russell who still control the beast, the mindless beast.
Dear God, it's repeating himself.
Because I read out of order, because there's too many freaking hyphens.
Get out of order.
I am in control. I will pull this reading over, and I will restart it.
The hell you will.
But even as I approached,
I've been waiting for you for what seems like an eternity, creature of the moon.
I wish I could be looking at porn like that Palpatine guy is clicking away. But I can't.
We have unsettled business to complete this night.
I know. All this clicking in the background.
What is this puppet porn?
If this is my only puppets, I'm sorry.
I think he's looking at felt.com.
Felt.com.
Because I could not speak, I merely growled my reply in a notification sound. And then girded myself for action.
Otherwise known as getting a grip on himself.
Dracula stood unmoving as I tested my unfamiliar limbs and then attacked.
I will wait for you to finish testing your new limbs. You have the second book of Sin's Beast, and I mean to possess it for my own. And should you need perish for me to take it, then die beneath my hands you shall. For none may hold what Dracula desires without feeling his horrible wrath.
It's
My
horrible
Kind of
rap.
a dick.
My claws scraped into the flesh of this vampire.
Ow.
Being this undead form who urged me on. He was hoping to rile the beast within me, unknowing that it was not so. Distant Topaz, who guided me every step.
Are you Irish now? Guided me every step.
Guided me every step. Bagora.
I, Bagora, even as she tightly clutched the very book of Dracula demanded.
Now he's French. No, you are not the same beast I fought earlier. This time you battle with reason. This time you fight knowing when to withdraw and when to feint. But this sudden intelligence will do you little good, beast. Dracula is still your master, still more powerful than you.
The vampire rattled on and on, boasting, talking smack, while I continued to press my attack. Whoops. I had no need for meaningless words or a madman's rantings.
I am not ranting.
I sought only victory and total defeat for this self-named Prince of Evil. Then, as if knowing I was no ordinary foe, frightened by his ceaseless prattling, the king of talking became quiet.
I really do not like this guy.
A grim specter of evil crossed his face. And then the true Lord of Vampires.
Oh my gosh, I just realized this is Reed Richards' sober brother.
You son of a bitch. Showed through his mocking veneer. And the true face I saw was horrible beyond all worlds of horror.
I prefer classically handsome.
And I would have perished at that moment had it not something else caught the eye of Dracula.
Those gams! The book! You have the book, woman!
Her name's Topaz.
I want it now!
Topaz clutched the book. A moment more, and then, as her power was focused on me, she gave the ancient diary to my foe.
Yes, these are the papers. I can roll them up and... Oh, that's for another book. Go, woman, for the moment. The beast's life and yours are unneeded. Damn, I look like David Niven toward the end of his life.
I'm not sure who this is. This might be Frank Van Helsing.
And you're about yours is about to be ended, Dracula. Hacha blah.
Oh,
Oh, no, never mind.
I believe, I think Frank was announcing for Rachel, because Rachel was one always used to cross.
Sure.
Van Helsing and Drake, I expected you, but not so soon.
Well, the store was open. I got my Chesterfields. Your mistake is our game, Dracula. And we've got a lot to pay you back for. But right now, I'm equally as interested in learning why that book is so important to you.
You little fool, only I, Count Dracula, can decipher the meaning of the words.
I, the Mole Man, approve.
I, Count Dracula, approve of your approval.
I, the Mole Man, find it quite agreeable that we, the Mole Man and Dracula, both agree. I'm sorry, I, the Mole Man, and he,
Dracula.
the other Mole Man.
Him too.
Somehow I, Rachel Van Helsing, also approve of this. Doubt that, Count. Or else you wouldn't be so frantic. Which makes this worth studying.
Come back here, Van Helsing. The book must be mine.
For a moment, I was caught up in the sudden shifting events. She found Chesterfields. Thank God Topaz had it. But as Dracula turned on the woman called Van Helsing, I sprang again like a spry chicken. But this time, Dracula had no time for fighting.
Away with you, beast. You're no longer important to me now.
Crotch shot, what the bastard. Look, AI did his hands.
I must have the book in the hands of that woman. It can be used to oh my God, it's worse than a job jar. It can be used to destroy me forever.
If only you had read this as Burt Reynolds the whole entire time.
No. Already the helicopter rises. I had no time to wreck it all. But still, Van Helsing must not escape.
I watched as Dracula's body shifted and changed and then rose on ebony wings. Wow. He went blackface. Towards the swiftly fleeing copter. I wanted to follow the bat and complete my battle, but a gentle hand held me back. And so all I did is watch and observe and realize that the ancient axiom was still quite true. For the grace of God goes I, and the horror of what I am quieted for the night, until I realized that Topaz had found the Chesterfields.
Continued in Tomb of Dracula 19. But next month in Werewolf by Night, a new menace beckons. The Hunchback of Notre Dame. And we brought this in under an hour.
Yay!
So, how'd you like it? I'm never asking that again. Thank you so much for joining us. We ask you to please like, comment, and subscribe. We hope you had a grand time. Hacha blah, indeed. That is a thing now. Put it on a t-shirt.
I'm so glad that Rob did not watch this. We hit a French vampire.
Fuck you. That is all. We'll see you in like 9 minutes for the next reading where it's only going to be the 3 of us. So let's have some fun. Thank you and goodbye.
I'm talking about Darcy showing up. So's Rug.
Oh.
No!
Rug's out of it. Rug's out of it.
It's an hour.
So, all right.